Hey there. Okay, we're live. Cool. I just love it when things work the way they're supposed to. So, welcome to today's Ask Me Anything. Thank you for checking out the replay. We'll probably wait a couple minutes and let people join. And in the meantime, I'm just checking to make sure everything is working. And it looks good. Cool. Okay, so as usual, I will talk for a little bit about today's topic, which is websites, and then you can ask me anything. So let's dive into websites. I get a lot of questions about websites, and I'm not exactly a website designer, but I do love to co-create websites with people. So we make it together. Instead of you telling me what you want and me going off and making it for you, we do it together. And what that accomplishes is that you get a completed website, you know how to use it. And that's the most important thing to me, is that you know how to use the tools that you have. So that's why I like co-creating the websites. And also we can kind of talk about things. We can talk about marketing strategies along with your new website. We can talk about copywriting and, all this great stuff. Okay, I hope we're still here. Yes. So that's why I like doing it together. So we can kind of talk and we can build it together. We can add pictures. We can talk about pictures. We can talk about all the things that you need to have on a website. And my goal with a website is always to make it as simple as possible for you and for the people who are visiting your website. So the top things that you need to have on a website are, a contact page, contact information, and a call to action. Make it really easy for people to take action on your website. That's the key. So you can build the most beautiful website ever, but if people get to the end of it and they go, now what? It's not really accomplishing anything. So when they get to the bottom of a page and they've loved what you've written on the page, they love everything about it, they want to take action, we've got to make that easy for them. So that's the most important thing to have on a website. Contact information and an easy call to action, which would be book an appointment with me, contact me, buy something, sign up for my newsletter. Those are kind of the four main calls to action. Okay, so let's talk about some different website tools. And we do have some viewers, so if you have any questions, please let me know. And go ahead and type them in the comments. Cool. Thank you so much for joining live. I think it's more fun when we have people joining live. All right, so a couple of websites we can look at. The number one, of course, is WordPress, and it's number one for a reason. It is big. It's like the big giant beast, and it can do anything and everything, but it also gets kind of complicated and heavy, and so WordPress is kind of the first one, and shortly behind that is Squarespace, and I have recently fallen in love with Squarespace. And then below Squarespace, you've got Wix and Weebly and some of those other builders. The reason that WordPress and Squarespace are number 1 and 2 is because they have really good search engine optimization. The other ones don't have as great search engine optimization. They're really easy to use, but they do have some drawbacks. And anytime you're trying to think about what kind of website you should use, just Google it. Like, why should I not use Squarespace? Why should I not use WordPress? Why should I not use Wix? And kind of see what are the cons about this specific tool, and see if those are worth it to you to overcome some of those more negative attributes of those things. But Squarespace is the big guy. No, WordPress is the big guy. I use WordPress for my website. And the thing I don't love about it is that it does get really complicated, and a lot of times you have to have someone else intervene and help you and support you. And I don't love that. I want you to be able to be in charge of your website. And I think your job is to get clients and serve clients, not to figure out hosting and FTP and all of this other stuff. Your job is to get clients. So that's that's why I'm walking away from WordPress a little bit as far as my recommendations for clients. Good question. My website is set up by the business I represent and they do everything. Should I also have my own? No, I don't think so. When you have a network marketing website, they do everything for you. Just let them do everything for you. A lot of times they have somewhere in their terms and conditions that you actually can't have a website that specifically mentions their product. So you would only be able to redirect people to their website. And in that case, like, why bother creating a website only to redirect people to their website? Just send people right over. Yeah. Problem solved. Just send people to your website on their system. Yeah, I'm all about keeping things simple. So the thing about a website, and this does bring up a really good point for all of us, no matter what platform we choose, no matter what tool we use for our websites, the important thing is to share your website with other people. Just share the link anywhere and everywhere, because you could have the most beautiful website in the world, but if you don't tell anybody about it, they won't find it. Like, you could have great search engine optimization, so people could find it, but maybe not. So, yeah, your job is to promote and share and talk about the website that you have, whether that's on your network marketing space or if it's a WordPress, Squarespace, like if it's your own website. So share that website far and wide all the time. Be consistent. Keep sharing it. Somebody made a really good point the other day about how many ads she saw that day for McDonald's, and versus like how many times we talk about our own business. Like, we see McDonald's ads all the time. And we talk about our own website, our own business, our own work, like once in a while. We don't talk about it all the time. There's a reason that these industry giants are so huge. It's because they promote themselves all the time. They're always up in our space. So you've got to do that too, not to the same extent of McDonald's, but be consistent. Do it all the time. Once a week, once a day would be even better, but that brings up all of our stuff. So at least if you set yourself a goal to share your website once a week, that's a pretty good goal and it's pretty achievable. Okay, so that also, your question reminds me of another thing. Because I'm using WordPress, but I'm recommending Squarespace. So I've set up a lot of people on WordPress. I've helped them start using a WordPress website. We've co-created it together, or they bought it from somebody and then they're like, but Terra, now you like Squarespace. Should I move to Squarespace? It sounds like it's better. Don't move your website. If you already have one and you like it and it's working for you, stay with that website. If you have a website and you don't like it and it's not working for you, let's try to fix the website you have rather than building a new one. So when I started to fall in love with Squarespace, there was a moment I was like, ooh, maybe I should move my website to Squarespace. And then I thought, that's a really good distraction for me to move my website to Squarespace. I don't need to do that. My website is set up on WordPress and it's the same for you. Sometimes we learn about a new tool and it just becomes a distraction. So your goal should always be to promote your website, tell people about it, share it. If you don't love it, let's upgrade it, let's fix it, let's do some things to make sure you love it. But don't start from scratch if you've already got something. I would never tell somebody to move from one platform to another if you've already got something really good set up. So I hope that's helpful for you, because that is a realization that I had where I was like, ooh, I want to move because I don't want to promote my business. I want a distraction. I want something else to do besides doing the hard work of marketing. So just think about if that might be what you're doing when you are thinking about moving to a new platform. Is it a distraction, or is it something you really, really need to do? Now, if you're changing industries, let's move to a new website. If you're changing your entire business and you've got to start from scratch, good time to move to a new website. I love Squarespace. I highly recommend it for people because it is beautiful, it's easy to use, and so there's another difference. There's, I'm getting some questions coming in through personal messages, so it's cutting into my brain a little bit. Okay. With WordPress, I use the Divi builder. The Divi template or theme is called Divi. And it allows me to choose any font that I want. So I could have 50 million fonts on a page on my website. And that's a terrible idea. Like, I really wish they didn't let us change fonts throughout the website. I really like that you have one body font, a header, heading 2, heading 3. Those are your fonts. You have limited colors for your fonts. You pick a font and you pick a color for that font, and that's it. You don't get to change all the time. I really like that. That helps us make really beautiful websites. So the Divi theme within WordPress has recently changed so you can do anything and make a crazy website with 50 fonts. What I love about Squarespace is that they don't let you do that. And I really like that. I want you to pick one font and use it. Make that your body font. That's the one you use, because your viewers, your user experience is going to be so much better if your website is consistent. If the font is the same on every page, if the size of your text is the same on every page, your users are going to really appreciate that. If things, colors and sizes and fonts are changing from page to page, it disconnects some things in our brain and it makes us hard to stay focused and pay attention. So that's one thing that I really love about Squarespace, is that they lock you in to a body font, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. You pick it and that's what you have. And when you change heading 1, it changes through the whole website. So I really love that. I'm all about personal freedom, but when it comes to a website, your best design is going to be the simplest design, not the freedom to change everything based on your mood that day. So that's another thing that I really love about Squarespace. And I'm not 100% sure about Wix, if they let you change the font throughout the website. I think they do, because I've seen some websites where the body font changes and like, why are you doing that? You shouldn't be able to do that. So they didn't use Squarespace to build that website. And it could be that I noticed that because I'm in this field and I'm kind of anal about things like that. Like, I want to see consistent design. I want to see these different things. So I notice when things change, and not everybody does. So I am not your typical client or your typical user. Like, I look for things like that and I notice things like that. So do keep that in mind too. Like, if you've got a website and maybe your fonts are different, don't worry so much about if your client is going to be turned off by that. That's just me. That's how I'm built. Not everybody is that way. But moving forward, try to stick with 1 or 2 different fonts for your website. So, we covered a couple of good things, like WordPress is the big one. It's this industry standard. Squarespace is really, really good. If you're just starting out, you need to have a beautiful website and you don't need to hire someone else to maintain it for you. I think Squarespace is the best option for you. You can learn it quickly. I often do this in 5 sessions. It's about 5 hours with somebody. We can build a whole website and then they know how to keep building it going forward. Sometimes we can do it in 3 sessions, but 5 sessions is really going to be the best option. If you have a website, don't change to Squarespace just because I like Squarespace. Keep what you have and make it better. And with templates and themes these days, you can make a website look like it was built on Squarespace. Like, you can make anything look like it was built somewhere else. So yeah, don't worry about like moving to a new platform. All of these things are just tools that are organized in a different way. They can all do the same thing. So, email newsletters, websites, bots, social media schedulers, all of these things are just tools, and their back-end navigation is organized differently. But the front end can all look exactly the same. So you don't have to move tools just because, you know, somebody built their website on WordPress and it's really beautiful and you want to have that, but you have a Squarespace website. You can make your Squarespace website look like that WordPress website and vice versa. So they're just tools that hold the information that you have, and you can make all of them look the way you want them to look. Okay. I think that was what I wanted to cover, but now I have a couple of questions coming in. Let me see if I can answer them or if they are personal. Okay. Okay. Good question. Not about websites. So let me finish what I want to talk about websites, because I've had some questions lately about hosting and where to get hosting. So I'll explain what that is. Hosting, how did I explain it the other day? Is like the bucket, and then the website goes in the bucket. So somebody owns the bucket and you own all the stuff that goes in it. So you can buy hosting from GoDaddy, SiteGround, a bunch of different places provide hosting. When you have a WordPress website, you also have to buy hosting. And it's normally around $150, $200 a year for hosting. With Squarespace, you get the website, the domain, the hosting, and you get an Acuity calendar for a whole year for like $220, around there, $220. And that's worth it, because the Acuity calendar is what allows clients to book a session on your calendar. And that alone is like $150. So you get a website and Acuity calendar for like $200. And the theme and support and all of this other stuff. Whereas with WordPress, you have to buy your domain, you have to buy your theme, you have to buy some widgets and plugins, you have to buy hosting. So the WordPress website starts to actually get a little bit more expensive. A couple of years ago, it was the opposite. I would recommend people start with WordPress if they're on a budget, but now the budget option is actually Squarespace, which is amazing because it's so beautiful and easy to use. Okay, so for hosting, I was using GoDaddy for a long time and I like them. I moved to someone else, I won't say, and now I'm using SiteGround. And I really like SiteGround because it includes an SSL certificate. I don't know what that stands for. Secure something. Anyway, if you want to take payments on your website, if you want people to be able to buy something from you on your website, which you do, you need to have an SSL certificate. And what that does is it gives you the HTTPS at the beginning of your website domain, or your URL. And that's really important. People are looking for that S on there. And it just gives your clients, your buyers, an extra layer of security, knowing that your website is secure. So you have to have this SSL certificate. GoDaddy charges around $100 for that. And then you also have to ask them to install it for you. And sometimes that gets confusing and you're like, I don't know what to do. Literally, all you have to do is say, GoDaddy, I need, or whoever your host is, I need an SSL certificate and I need you to install it on my website. It's not something I can do. It's not something that you need to know how to do. Your host, if you're using WordPress, your host needs to put that SSL certificate on your website. They might charge you for it. I did get an email from a client who said she bought the SSL certificate from GoDaddy and then GoDaddy wanted to charge her extra money to install it on her website. At that point, if I were her, and I did recommend this, I would just move to somebody else. SiteGround includes SSL within their hosting package. That's who I use. I recommend them. I have an affiliate link. I can share it in the comments. I don't know if you get a discount or something. I don't know. But that's who I've been using, and I really, really like them because sometimes, like, my website is slow or it takes too long to upload an image or something is weird. and I contact them because, as I said to you earlier, it's not your job to know how all of this stuff works. It's not my job to know why it's taking so long to upload an image. My job is to find my clients and serve the heck out of them. And that's your job too. If something isn't working with your website, you can contact support and make them do their job. That's what you pay them for. So they need to install that SSL certificate. And if anything isn't working with your website, contact your host and say, hey, something isn't working. It takes too long to upload pictures or whatever the case. That's their job to take care of that for you. Some things I can help with, like I can. Like sometimes with WordPress, you upload a new plugin and it crashes your website. Sometimes I can figure that out. It's not my favorite thing to do, but your host can help you with stuff like that. So I've recommended to people, if they're using something that they don't like, to check out SiteGround. And I pulled it up. So let's see, they offer WordPress hosting. And they moved all of actually I've gone through like 4 hosts now. I was with a private host for a while. And then I was with another big company. And now I'm with SiteGround and I like them. Finding pricing. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is nice. It's like $6 a month when I'm looking at it. So it does say special price. Yeah, so I don't know what the price is right now when you're looking at this, but when I'm looking at it, it's about $6 a month. So that's pretty cool. I would still recommend Squarespace, even though it's about $15 a month, because you get the Acuity, you get the themes, you get everything you need. If you go with a WordPress website, you have to buy the theme and some plugins and stuff like that. So even though the hosting is $6 a month and the Squarespace hosting is like $15 a month, I would still go with Squarespace based on the money and everything else too. So yeah, so SiteGround is really good. They are very, very helpful. Their support desk is really helpful. You can chat or send them an email, and they do respond. They're really great. So I like them a lot. Sometimes we feel like we want to go with the little guy, like someone in my town is a website host, and I bought my domain from him, and he's doing my hosting. But like he might change his mind and decide that he doesn't want to do website hosting anymore. Then you're kind of stuck. So with something like website hosting, I do like to go with a bigger company that might have some turnover with their staff, but like the whole company isn't going to turn over and do something else. Like the guy down the street, the guy in your town might decide that he doesn't want to do hosting anymore. I have seen that happen, and it kind of sucks when somebody makes a website for you and then they decide they don't want to do that anymore, and now you're stuck. So that sucks. So SiteGround is awesome. Okay, let's see. I think that is all I had to say about websites. You're like, oh, that's all 20 minutes. But we covered a lot of things. We covered, website tools, design, platform, blah, blah, blah. We covered fonts. We covered don't move from one website to another just because I like Squarespace now. If you like your website, stay where you are. You can have a beautiful website, but you have to promote it. Like, no matter how beautiful it is, people are not going to find it unless you tell them about it. So that's your job, is to promote your website. Share it everywhere. Share it once a week. Set that as a goal. Did I share my website this week? No, then I should do that. And we talked about hosting. An SSL certificate. Yeah, I did cover a lot. Okay, so now we have a couple of questions. How can I do a personal planner where I can put my goals and keep them daily, weekly, and monthly track of them? Ooh, I love this question. Okay, so I would use a spreadsheet for this, of course, because I love spreadsheets. But, oh my gosh, I'm telling you. Tools, okay. I just lost my breath because I updated Chrome and like everything changed. So if you get frustrated and flustered when you update something and everything changes, like I do too. And I'm very techie and I adjust to things quickly. So like, ugh. And today I updated my Google Maps and I have spent a year and a half putting stars on my favorite restaurants and grocery stores so that I remember where things are, because I don't remember street names here in Lisbon. So anyway, I have got this Google Maps full of stars of my favorite places. Like you can put a star on your favorite place. I bet I have 50 places marked on my Google Maps. And I updated the app like yesterday, I think. And today I opened it up to find lunch. I was starving. I was like, is there lunch near me? I'm hungry right now. I want to find food. All of the stars were gone. I was livid. I contacted support. I left a review. I messaged my friend. I'm like, oh, my stars are gone. Everything is gone. Oh my gosh, I just totally freaked out. I deleted the app, reinstalled it. All my stars are back. But man, don't change my app at lunchtime. I'm going to be mad. Okay, back to the question about goals and where to keep track of goals. I've been using this thing lately from Google. It's called Keep. I don't know if I want to show you this. Actually, let me double check this before I share it. Yeah, okay, I can share this. Okay. All right, so this is Google Keep, and it's like checklists, basically. So I created these icons in Canva just because I'm a nerd, but if you don't use those, it'll have a title like this, movies, and then you can just list them and you can check them off as you watch or as you set your goals. So every day I have a goal of 6 things. I have to do 6 things every day. And so today I have 5, so I should add my Ask Me Anything. And I also have, I'm teaching a class tonight about bots. So I have 6 things to do. I'm going to check off AMA webinar. And so I just keep my goals here, and then I can see all the things that I've completed. I have some big projects that if I find myself not having anything to do for the moment, I can check my 90-minute focus and set up something, like create something, write some blog posts if I have an extra 90 minutes. And then I have my 30-minute sprint. So these are my goals for like 30 minutes. I can do inbox 0 for 30 minutes. I can work on it for that long. I have to change my cell phone contract. I'm going to back up my website in Google Docs. I actually have a system to back it up, but I'm going to back it up again in Google Docs. I'm just going to copy and paste all of the text and save it in Google Docs. So anyway, these are how I kind of set my goals and keep track of them. This one I look at every day. Like, what did I say yesterday that I need to work on today? And at the end of the day, I check off the things I did, and then I add however many things to get to 6. So I just try to accomplish 6 things per day. That's very achievable. And I started this a couple years ago, and I really love the 6 things list. So that's about goals. It's kind of about to-do lists, but if your goal is to get 3 new clients per week, then you might add some tasks for yourself to promote your business, to make a Facebook ad. So like you set a goal, and then you need to set different tasks to accomplish that goal. Yeah, that Keep app is really cool, right? Now, I do write things down too, but I don't write down goals because I'm going to flip the page and forget about my goal. I also have a spreadsheet that, I'm telling you, my browser just updated and I'm not in the mood for that. I actually do keep my goals in a spreadsheet because I'm a super nerd. So I have goals around business and finance, health and fitness, family and friends, love life, personal growth, fun, and home, like my home space. And so I write my goals in this spreadsheet. And then I ask myself questions about this, like, what do I need to do in order to achieve this goal? And is it actually achievable? And then that question, what do I need to do in order to achieve this? That's what would go into my checklist, my Google Keep. These are the things I need to do every day. And I'm keeping this spreadsheet open on my browser all the time so that I remember to check in with my goals. I also have, I put all of my notes and all my ideas in these spreadsheets that make it easy for me to remember what my goals are. So you kind of just have to find a system that works for you. You might also look at Asana or Asana. It's this, and it's free. I've been using it for free for a very long time, and it's beautiful. So you can have these columns. Ooh, check that out. This is probably with the upgraded Pro version. Mine doesn't look like that. Mine looks like this, which I like. Checklists. I like checking things off. But Asana is a great place to keep track of your goals. So check this out and see if it works for you. That's the thing about these goal setting tools, is that something might work for me, like spreadsheets. It might not work for you. Or Google Keep might work for you, doesn't work for, like, everything just, you have to find something that works for you. I like Google Keep because I can have it on my phone and on my desktop. So if I'm laying in bed at night and I remember something that I need to do tomorrow, I can drop it in my 6 things list here in Google Keep, and then I know that I'll do it tomorrow and I can fall asleep. So that's why I like writing down my tasks, and I always do that because otherwise I'll stay up all night thinking about the things I have to do. So check out Asana, check out Google Keep, see if some of these are going to work for you. Let's see what else. Also, scheduling in Facebook takes a lot of time, and when a post is out, not everyone sees it. How to recycle manually, or is it good to use a system? I tried before and it was horrible. Okay, really great question. I use SmarterQ, and I am going to pull up maybe. If you go to terramilo.com/smarterq, QUE, and check this out. This is my affiliate link, and it does get you a full month. I have to go here. Not just 2 weeks. I think you get 2 weeks with their trial, but with my link, you get a full month. So let's go check this out. This SmarterQ is kind of like Meet Edgar. A lot of people have heard of Meet Edgar. It's a recycling tool. I'll actually log in and show this to you. I had to switch because I'm logged into my clients and I don't want you to see her stuff. All right, so we'll log in. You can see my stuff, but gotta protect the clients. Okay, there we go. So you can see I posted this. This is my own blog post. So this is a post that is scheduled to be shared at 3 p.m. That's today. And this is on cycle number 14. So this post has been shared 14 times already, but I still like it. It's still a good post, so I keep it in my cycle. So what I do is I have all of this content in my queue, and it recycles itself. And you can decide if you only want something to show once or twice or 3 times, or if you want it to show forever and ever, like this one. See, this one is on cycle number 2 out of 4, because this is a good post, but it's not like the best thing in the world, so it doesn't need to go more than 4 times. So here's my queue of all of my posts. I've got some articles from other people. Here's Smarter Queue. I've got my own blog posts. I have tips and tools. So I've got all these different things. And then I just drop them into my queue. They're scheduled to post. I have 1 post per day, and then everything cycles. This one is on number 37, but again, it's a really good post, so I want it to keep going. It might be time to retire this one and rewrite it since it's on number 37. But anyway, most days I have 1 post per day. This one's on Facebook and this one's on LinkedIn. So check out Smarter Queue. You fill up your queue full of posts, and then it just keeps sharing them forever. It just recycles your posts, which is really nice. You can use 3 profiles. So I use my Facebook business page, LinkedIn, and Twitter, but you could also use Instagram or Pinterest, which is cool, or a Facebook group. If you have a group, you might use a Facebook group and a page, and then maybe Instagram or something. So you get a big long queue of posts. You can share everything you want to share and recycle it until the end of time. And what Smarter Queue gives me is peace of mind that something will be posted every day and I don't have to worry about it. That's what I really like. Because sometimes I would get to the end of the day and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I didn't post anything today on Facebook. I could better post on Facebook. And with Smarter Queue, I know my queue is full and I don't have to do anything else. Let me pull this up. Surprise, surprise. I use a spreadsheet to plan my social posts. So here's my spreadsheet. And I write all of my posts in here. And then I pop them into Smarter Queue. And then I just duplicate this one and I mix them up, or I rewrite some of them, and I keep going like that. So I sit down 1 time or maybe 2 times per month and I write all of my, you're back, good. I write all of my posts at once. So I just block out some time and I write a bunch of social media posts once a month, maybe twice a month. I don't try to do it every day anymore. And you can see I've been using this system for a long time. This is 2017. So I'm going on like my 3rd year of using this spreadsheet system. So you might do something like that. Just sit down and write all of your posts once a month, plug them into Smarter Queue, and let that puppy run on and on and on. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So you can't manually, within Facebook, you can't recycle posts, but you have to use a tool like Smarter Queue or something like that. And I really recommend it. Like, it does cost, I think Smarter Queue's around 30 something a month. It can't be that much. Let me see here. Or maybe it is, and I just for the peace of mind, I'm going to pay 30 a month. It's 15. So much better. 15 a month, for 4 social media profiles, 10 posts a day, 500 queued posts, definitely check out SmarterQ. It's so worth it. Like, that is one area of my business that I was like, no, I'm not going to pay for something. I'm going to do this myself. I'll just be disciplined and I'll write all my posts and then I'll post them once a day. It didn't happen. And like, other things happened in my life that were more important. So I pay that $15 a month. I load up my queue. I let it post forever and ever and ever. And it's so worth it. I'm telling you. I had like 6 months where I couldn't do things like social media, and just knowing that that was taken care of was such a relief and totally worth that $15 a month. So, yep. Check it out. You can find that at terramilo.com/smarterq. Let's see if I can add. Yeah. Check that out. It's a good one. Okay. Do we have any more questions? I have Imogen here. She is always sitting on my lap. And I was gone for most of the day. So she's like, ta-da! Kitty! She needs her mommy time. Okay, cool. Hope I answered everyone's questions. Really good questions about scheduling and setting goals. I wish I had a better answer for you, but really with setting goals, you have to find the system that works for you, and everybody's different. So I like spreadsheets. I like Google Keep. I like Asana because it helps stay organized, and you can add team members to Asana. So if you have a virtual assistant, you can add them and you guys can manage projects together using Asana or something like that. So I think that's about it. Thanks for joining. I have another meeting tonight. I am teaching a class in Oklahoma about bots, like messenger bots. So I am going to hop off the computer, get ready for my bots class, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Let's first check in and see what we're talking about in 2 weeks. I hope these are helpful or interesting. Newsletters! We're talking about newsletters in 2 weeks. And I will be back from France, from Paris. I'm going to Paris next Thursday. So, yeah, we'll talk about newsletters, which is my favorite thing. Okay, spreadsheets are my favorite thing, but after spreadsheets, newsletters are my favorite thing. All right. Thank you for joining. Yes, you will love that. I love spreadsheets. Newsletters. I should have one session just about spreadsheets, but I don't think anybody likes them as much as I do. Okay. Thanks again for joining. Thank you for your questions and your comments. Thank you. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, if not before. I've got some fun stuff coming up very soon. So keep an eye on the page for some live videos that will be coming soon and some other fun stuff. So talk to you later. Bye.